LEGO Spider-Man has a new home with the aptly named Peter Parker's apartment set, which released on August 1st for £45 in the UK and $55 in the US. So let's waste no time and crack this open to see just what you get for that price. Inside the box we've got 4 bags, 3 books and a small sticker sheet with 7 stickers in total. Bag 1 kicks things off by building up the first 2 minifigures and small side builds, those being the Spider Robot and Hobgoblin's glider. Peter Parker's Spider Robot is, well, I mean, it's a spider robot. It's red, white and blue with 8 grey legs which can move up and down to let this thing scuttle across the ground, as well as a sticker used to give it some robotic eyes at the front here, which I think looks pretty cool. And that gear stick is simply there so that you can sit Spidey on the back here and let him ride the robot around. I mean, it's pretty basic, but I think it's a nice little inclusion overall. Obviously the Spider-Man minifigure is nothing new. He's got his iconic red and blue outfit with arm print adding the red details over his blue arms, which is really nice to see them still doing, although I definitely think this outfit is better with the red boots. I just think it's a weird decision not to include them, because the Spider-Man minifigure before this one was showing up with dual molded legs in quite a few sets a few years ago, and even this exact minifigure got them in 2 sets back in 2021. Anyway, nitpicking aside, they do include the Peter Parker head and hair as well, so that you can swap that out for the mask when he's indoors safe and sound. As for Hobgoblin, he's a brand new minifigure and the first one since his 2016 appearance in the Ghost Rider set. He's the only minifigure in the set to get leg print, and I think the torso is pretty good with those belts running across his orange outfit, complete with a bag on the back, presumably holding some pumpkin bombs. As for his cape, it's a recolor of that new Batman one, so it's in the new rubbery style that is becoming the new normal for these superhero sets, but unlike Strange or Thor's capes, it attaches over his neck like the old fabric ones rather than around the shoulders. And the face is very creepy, with similar expressions to the old one, but obviously more up to date to line up with LEGO's more modern design language for 2025. The Moon Knight hood recolored in orange is really cool to see. I think it does a pretty good job getting across that pointy hood look, but ironically, I think the old hood works a lot better with that new cape. It's just something to do with how all the creases in the cape and hood just kind of line up at the back there. The Moon Knight hood does work really well with the old minifigure too though as well, and so yeah, all around this is a really good update I think. Giving the new figure that old tattered cape and it's pretty much perfect. His updated glider gets a sticker for the face at the front, and the wings can also be moved up and down or backwards and forwards, which just helps you adjust them a little bit to get the look that you want, with little bars included as well so Spidey can grab on, or maybe even Hobgoblin can if he's been knocked off and is trying to regain control. Sat atop the wings are these new pumpkin bombs, which I think are a real highlight. They do also show up in the Oscorp set, and pumpkin bombs are obviously nothing new for LEGO Marvel, but now they've finally got that fiery Ghost Rider hairpiece as its own piece rather than being moulded onto the head as one thing like before, which means that now you can take it off and use it on whatever you want. So if you want to change how the pumpkin bombs look, then you can do that. If you want to give them to Johnny Storm, also a great choice, and if you're a Ninjago fan and want to give NRG Kai a proper fiery hairpiece, it's also absolutely perfect. So Hobgoblin can be armed with those, stand on the glider and fly around causing mayhem. And as we crack open bag 2, we can get straight to work building up Spidey's new apartment to serve as a battleground for this fight. This completes the first floor of the building, with bags 3 and 4 then getting stuck in building the top floor and all the interior details that await for us to visit inside. From the outside, the finished building is quite pleasant to look at. I love the different tan brick pieces used for texturing the whole thing, with red window frames and some little plants on the windowsills adding a little bit of life to the scene, plus the window up top that protrudes outwards, just helping break up the flat walls a little bit and add a bit of depth to the overall layout. The best viewing angle for this is obviously from this side, with the window on the corner, and up above it an advertisement for the Daily Bugle, which Spidey has graffiti to shut up old J. Jonah Jameson, and that is the new minifigure used there from the train set, so even though these are obviously from different universes, it's still pretty cool to see that tie-in. Both walls get some Technic pins at the bottom, which are there so that you can attach this to other sets like that new Oscorp tower, and funnily enough, it is actually perfectly compatible with the old apartment set as well, although the height difference and lack of any pavement outside the door are pretty obvious differences. On the roof there's this barricade that you can take off and attach to the front door here if you want to put this apartment on top of another building, which I will demonstrate by simply swapping the two floors around like so. So yeah, the exterior is really nicely done, I think. This is a great little display model, whether you just kind of want one building or if you want to add it to a lineup of other small modular style sets that you own. But what awaits inside? Well, the door opens inwards and we're greeted with a small kitchen area. There's a whisk hanging up above this pizza box, which sits on some opening drawers. Maybe he got that from Pepe's Pizza from the old apartment before moving to this one. Next to that there's a small oven with a frying pan on top, and then there's the sink which just has a gold tap on top and an opening cupboard below. Peter and MJ also get these red chairs to sit on and enjoy a nice glass of water. There are also two clear pieces stuck in the walls so that you can hang Spidey upside down around the kitchen as well. There's a little bit more going on upstairs in Peter's bedroom. We've got some posters stuck to the wall relating to Oscorp and a science fair, as well as a little picture of the Iron Spider stuck under his bed, which simply folds down like so with a game controller sat on top of it. Next to that he's got his computer desk sat by the window with the Daily Bugle on the screen, his camera sat next to it, and a swivel chair to sit on. And then on the far left there's a really good little microscope build sat on top of an empty grey crate. And then we get to the roof, which, other than that black barricade we looked at earlier, is quite empty. Pushing this Technic piece in livens things up a bit though, as the Hob Goblin can blow up the building, with these two flame pieces also included so you can stick them wherever you want in the aftermath. As for those final two minifigures, we've got Mary Jane wearing a stripy shirt under a brown jacket with the Pepper Potts face print and red hair to finish everything off, and then Anti-Venom, who was introduced earlier in that Spider-Man mech set, armed with a web just like Spidey. And they also include this big web that you can plug into the building wherever you want and then use it to trap one of the villains. So all around, I think these minifigures are a good inclusion to what is a really good set. Hob Goblin is definitely the standout, but it's nice to see the Anti-Venom minifigure showing up outside of a mech, since those obviously won't be everyone's cup of tea. For the UK, £45 is pushing it a bit for this, but like I said with the train set in the last video, it is kind of expected nowadays for a basically 400 piece licensed set. $55 for the US is a definite rip-off though, I think. All things considered, I think this is a pretty strong 8 out of 10 set, and for me personally, definitely one of the standouts of this new August set wave alongside the Spider-Man train and that really good looking Age of Ultron Quinjet. If you want to see that train set, then click on screen now to check out that video looking at more of these Marvel 2025 sets, and thank you so much for watching this video if you made it this far.